Hello everyone, this is Sean, Son of the West again. Here's the deal, guys. I've come to understand the why behind all things. I understand why we have free will. I understand why there's such suffering in this world. I understand what the point of it all is. So, being as I understand free will, I understand the opportunity that we all have, and that, God's plan was for us to figure it out on our own. And if you're not trying to figure it out, then you're probably not going to figure it out. And I can't tell you everything that you need to know, because that's not the way it was designed. See, God could have told us everything in the beginning. He could have said, look, this is what I want. If you do this, you'll make it. And if you don't, you won't. Then everybody would do exactly what he said and they would make it. But then they would just be robots. They'd be programmed. God doesn't want to program us. He wants us to be individuals. That's why he created us as individuals. That's why he created us with differences. Because he wants us to be individual. He wants us to be unique. And he wants us to be able to think for ourselves. And in this life, so many people basically act bad. It's I don't believe in really good or bad, but they just act in a way that's not conductive to the Father and to goodness and love and generosity and hope and all of those things. But God even gives us this life to live that way, to live harmfully to others, if that's what we choose to do. And that's why he gives us free will, so he can know us as we choose to be. And that's what our life experiences are all about, and that's what we're experiencing this life for. So I went through number 60, and I told you guys last time on my last video that I'm gonna let you figure the rest of them out on your own. Like number 61, for example, Jesus said, 2 will recline on a couch, one will die and one will live. Salome said, who are you, mister? You have climbed onto my couch and have eaten from my table as if you are from someone. Jesus said to her, I am the one who comes from what is whole. I was granted from the things of my Father. I am your disciple. For this reason I say, if one is whole, one will be filled with light. But if one is divided, one will be filled with darkness. So all of his sayings are like this. They all have an inner meaning. And it's meant for you to see in relation to your relationship with the Father. Are you holding fast to your ideals, or are you allowing this world to tell you how to be? Now remember that this world is full of people who don't know how to be. Full of people who want to get from you. Full of people who, basically want a free ride. And so your opportunity is for you to achieve. And if you think it's going to come to you freely, then you're not achieving it. So I wrote this book, Mystic Caterpillar, and it's an awesome book. It talks about how, Will the caterpillar overcomes the teachings of the world he grows up in and finds his own way and makes his own path, as we all must do. And in the back of the book, I put the Gospel of Thomas, because I think that it's really helpful in our lives. I think it's really helpful in our experience to see what the great ones that came before us were saying. Because once you understand the greatness of those who came before you, you can understand the greatness within yourself. And so that's what it is. That's how if you can truly see Christ and you can truly see how great he was, then you can understand your opportunity better, and you can understand how great that you can be. And so that's what it is to be his follower. So I understand why we're given free will. I understand why nobody could really tell me the way. Nobody could really tell me the truth about our lives, and I had to find it for myself. Now, my truth may be colored a little different than your truth, and it's okay, because we're all meant to find our own truth. So, like in the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus said, congratulations to those who come into being. Of you, this world is not worthy. So, understand that the people in this world are being harmful to each other. And once you find helpfulness and selflessness and kindness and generosity and all of the things that are missing, really missing from this world, if you find that within yourself, then this world doesn't have any power to control you. So if you want to find heaven, and heaven's real, heaven's a real place, but it's a world just like this, except it's not controlled by ego and greed and selfishness and hate, and the truth is known. And the spiritual sacraments like psilocybin, cubensis mushrooms, entheogenic process, those things are well known and they're legal, because the people who lead in heaven aren't selfish, and they want you to be at peace with yourself. They want you to be at peace with the Father. They want you to be at peace with the whole experience. And so what I'm going to tell you is this. Like in one of the sayings of the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus said there was a farmer, and he sat back and he said, well, I'm going to invest all that I earn into my farm so that I will not lack nothing. But that very night he died. So understand that worldly concerns, desires of this life to want to live another day, is what keeps you separate from the Father, because God is at the end. So unless you seek the end, you will not seek God. So you can't seek to remain in the world and seek God at the same time, because you can't see the end while you're in the beginning. And if you see the end, then it kind of spoils the beginning for you. So I would suggest that you live your life and try to remember who you are inside. Hold fast to your ideals. Hold fast to what you feel like you should be doing in your life, regardless of what the world around you makes you want to think that you want to do. So, in other words, like Jesus said, those who live by the sword die by the sword. Take the higher path. Find your way. Because if you choose not to, then you won't find your way. And because nobody's going to come say, here, this is the way. Because anybody that comes to you and says, hey, this is the way, they're not, they're trying to get from you. Because you got to find your own way within yourself. So you can't see the way outside of yourself. Because basically, you're swimming on your back in a pool of consciousness. And your eyes are facing into the world. So, like Jesus said, his eyes should not be averted. When you fast from the world, like Jesus said, when you pull back from the world, when you pull out of the world, that's when you find yourself. That's when you find spirituality. That's when you find the child of God in you, who you truly are. And you realize the truth in everything. So I did that with psychedelic mushrooms. You can also do that with the psychedelic mushrooms, or you can use DMT, or you can use any of the other entheogens that are designed for that. And because I've done that, I seek not to remain in this world. I have great things in my life. I am very thankful for my life. It's not that I'm not thankful for this life. I am very thankful. I have wonderful children, a great family. I have a lot to be thankful for. But I also hold an idea that this life is a progression, and we're learning how to be. Like Jesus said, congratulations to those who come into being. So understand that Jesus and God are one, and God is making good children, and children who know how to be correctly. In other words, they aren't being rude, they aren't being distractive, they aren't being argumentative, they aren't being fighting. They aren't fighting all the time. They aren't out of control. They're being in control. So God gives us free will so that we can get in control of ourselves. Because when you're out of control, you're not really happy. You may think that you're happy, but you're truly not that happy. And you don't necessarily know it at that point. But once you get in control, you can look back at yourself and all the bad decisions you made while you were out of control. And you can go, wow, I was really dumb, But until you get in control, until you get that balance, you can't see how unhappy the out of balancedness was making you. And so hindsight is 20/20, and that's what all these sayings mean, is find yourself, find who you want to be, find the world that you want to create, and do that. Don't react. To act is to think about the decision and move forward. To react is to recreate a situation that you've already done. And once you understand that you've been out of control, why would you want to create more out of controlness? Instead, create balancedness, a balanced world. Help people understand truth. And the only way to truly do that is to share the knowledge that the entheogenic process that happens when you consume psychedelic magic mushrooms, or DMT, or mescaline, peyote, LSD, those things can inspire spirituality in you. It can help you understand what it's all for. And that's the only knowledge that I can share with you. So consider this my last video. I care about you guys, and I appreciate the opportunity that you've given me to hear me out. All I want to say is that I can't figure it out for you, and I don't want to just keep telling you this is what it is, because if you just listen to what I have to say and just believe what I believe, you may not necessarily find belief within yourself. So I say you choose to believe whatever you choose to believe, and if you found goodness and you found help and guidance in my videos, then congratulations to you, because I've never felt as good as I feel now. And the only reason I feel this way is because of, you know, it's like I rediscovered who I was. I had lost myself, but now I found myself again. So I can't explain to you what that feels like, but I can tell you this greatest feeling I've ever felt in my whole life. And you can achieve greatness in your life, and you can do so at your own leisure. And it's taken me some years on this path to achieve it. It's not something that just happens overnight, but it is real, and you can do it. And if you want to buy my book, you can get it at lulu.com. It's called Mystic Caterpillar, and it's got the Gospel of Thomas in it. It's got the Hymn of the Pearl in it. It's got a story about a caterpillar who grows up in a caterpillar society and overcomes the misguided teachings of the leaders who seek to control the caterpillar society. And it's a really good book. And so if you wanted to get it, it's on lulu.com under Sean Williams, Mystic Caterpillar. There's other books out there called Jesus and the Magic Mushroom. There's also Finally the Truth Comes Out, and Meditation, the Mystic Path, and the Keys of Knowledge. These are all available, on lulu.com. Some of them are for sale. Some of them are free as downloads, because I'm not reserving this knowledge for only those who can pay for it. I want to give it away to everyone, so that the world will become what I see is right. And I'm not trying to control the world. I'm just trying to allow things to happen as they will. And as soon as we realize what God has given us and use it for what it was intended for, then the evil of this life will go away. But it won't necessarily go away outside of yourself. It'll go away within you. And then once that's gone away and you come into being, know how to be, then you're welcome to come to heaven, because heaven is like this without selfishness. So in order to overcome this world and the problems of this world, you must overcome selfishness in your heart. And once you do that, you're welcome to the land of milk and honey, where everybody shares everything and selfishness doesn't ruin it. So I got to go to work today. Consider this my last video. If you have gained from my knowledge, then congratulations to you. And if you want to say thanks, buy a book. Buy a book. I'm not doing it for the money, but it takes money to live in this world, and I'm not doing it for that. But if you don't give yourself a channel for money to come in, it probably won't. So I've given my knowledge to the world in this book and other books, and if you wanted to gather from my knowledge and use it to help further your own knowledge, then that's you using your opportunity. But if not, that's okay too. I still wish you the best of luck. I still hope you can pull through this thing, and I still hope that you can achieve the greatness that I know you can. And good luck. God bless you guys. I hope for you, and I hope for your families, and I hope for my children and your children and all of our children that we find ourselves in a better place one day. And that place will be all the greatness that this world has and so much more, because it won't be ruined by selfishness and hate and anger and indifference and basically all the mental defilements that screw this world up. So good luck. God bless. Have a great day.